Right, so next chapter. Right, I'm now going to talk about, why have I got to my age? And I've waited all this time. I've never been diagnosed with anything remotely like autism. I've been diagnosed with so many things, mainly depression. Oh my God, in my 20s and 30s, I was constantly just going to my GP because I felt, I just wasn't coping. And it was just, I didn't know what else to call it. So I just say, oh, I'm depressed. I kind of, in a way, I suppose I actually made it too easy for them. I just tried to self-diagnose. And so I'd say, oh, I'm just feeling really down. I'm depressed. But their response would be just to prescribe me. I mean, even one doctor actually said, oh, well, I better prescribe some happy pills, hadn't I? What? So that was the response I got. I can't even think about any positive responses from going through that. Once I'd actually, oh God, I just remember, I must have been, I think, well, back in kind of the 90s or whatever, it was still very much kind of paper-based medical records. So they would literally just write in it. They wouldn't have, well, they would have access to the rest of your notes, but they'd have to flip back really far to actually read anything. Some doctors did, after I asked them to, just sort of say, look, I've had all this and it, nothing's worked. But really, more often than not, it was like, okay, here's some happy pills, and I'd have to push to get like 6 counselling sessions or something. But the problem was, because I was actually, I've written a few things down here. What was I going to say about that? Is, basically because I was masking. I keep saying, I will go into that later on. It seems like I'm going into it every video or touching on it. But it's like, I was basically saying, see if I can find that bit that I was... Right, so, so happy pills, few counselling sessions. So really, basically, the happy pills, it just numbed the mood. It didn't do anything about my ability to cope in the world. So it just made me care a little bit less. So that's all it did, but it wasn't helping me forward at all. But I think GPs often they do that because it's like, oh, I don't know, not another hysterical woman, I can't deal with this. But hey, it's not all about you, all right? So I was, the counselling I masked so well that, and I filtered a lot as well, potentially useful information, I suppose. So I then, like the 6 weeks or whatever, with I was just worried that, I didn't want to come across as weird. I mean, being depressed, fine. Being a little bit anxious, fine. Just sort it out, please, doctor. But I didn't want them to think that I was odd or I was just an unusual human being. Or I was an unworthy human being or so, whatever. So in doing that, they weren't getting the full picture. So, over and over again, I was just being prescribed the happy pills, which I weren't doing anything, and just counselling sessions over and over and over again. I kept asking, it's, this is like the 3rd time I've been in this year. Isn't there anything else? Isn't there some intense therapy sessions you can give me or whatever? And occasionally I might get offered something. They were all lovely, these counsellors, but as I said, I didn't open up enough to these people. So, it didn't work. So anyway,